Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Campus Insider series. And on our season 3, we have Flame University this time. And this time we have a different setup. That's because we are at Flame University. So, I, Sanika Mate, welcoming everyone to you. I am your friend, your mentor, and guide. And today, with our discussions, we have two good students from Flame University who would be actually giving us a insight about what exactly their experience looks like. Fourth year, that's what they are in. And I'm sure they have a lot of insights to provide us and also give you a eventual outcome if this is the right place for you. One more thing. Apart from this, there will be another episode you would be able to see with other two students. So make sure you watch out for that as well. So let's go ahead. Hello. Thank you so much for giving us time.
Yes. So, hi everybody, I'm Kirti and I belong to Meerut, Uttar Pradesh. Currently, I'm pursuing a major in public policy with a minor in economics, and I'm a fourth year student, as you've already mentioned. And I've done my schooling from Meerut itself. My 10th class board was ICSE, where I did various subjects, and I scored around 97%. Talking about 12th class, I shifted to CBSE board, where I again scored 97.4%. And there I was a science student. And then after coming to Flame, I shifted to a different stream altogether. That was public policy and economics. These were the subjects which I've never done before.
Okay, that's an interesting one. And a lot of students now is opting for it, which is economics and public policy, which seems to be a very deadly combination. Okay. Can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, hello. So I'm Prajas Naik. I come from Pune itself. So I've grown up here. For my 10th, I was in CBSE board, and 12th, I was in state board actually. Currently, I'm pursuing a major in computer science and a minor in psychology. In my 10th, I scored around 97%, and my 12th was also something like 93%. 12th, I took PCM, so science stream, and I was actually attending some IIT classes, but I decided that was not the way I wanted to go and ended up coming here.
Lovely. What I'm very excited about is to know about the combination what you have, which is quantize in psychology, okay, which is very unique. You would not really get it. Okay, but I think the first question, which really would help my student and parents to know, is what was the eventual reason for you to join Flame University? What were the options? Because a UG student, when he starts, that particular time, let's say from September till you finish your board exams, that's supposed to be a time where the student is nothing but a ball of anxiety. There are so many options, and now you're spoiled for options. But how come you decided on that, okay, fine, this is final? So my direct question is, what was the options? Why? And then you decided Flame, and why Flame? Starting with you.
Sure. So, since I was a science student, the most common option that comes to any science student is either you do medical or you do engineering. But I was neither interested in both of them. I had a clear-cut answer to my parents that, sorry, this is not my ball, in which I want to really plain. So then I simply started exploring different options. And then I met one student who was actually studying at Flame. So she introduced me to the concept of liberal education. And that really gave me a good start, and I started exploring universities that were specific to liberal education. The concept which I really liked was that they give you the option to explore in the first year, and those options were very unique to different places. So Flame gave me a lot of options, a lot of subjects which I could explore from. And then I eventually applied to various universities, and then I got a scholarship. I got a fully funded education here. So then I opted for Flame in the end. That was my trajectory.
Fantastic. Yeah. A pretty good one, though. But I think a roller coaster is a part of this phase.
Yeah.
What about you, Prajas?
Again, same. I was also a science student. I was actually in an IIT class. But from my 9th grade itself, I knew that engineering wasn't really the way I wanted to go. It was more like I would like computer science because my parents are both in the CS domain. But I decided I like the subject, but engineering is not my thing. I want to explore other subjects along with it. And in my 11th, 12th, I attended a few classes. Like I attempted some online courses, etc. And I found psychology and more specifically, cognitive science is a domain that I really enjoy.
Perfect, yes.
And that actually plays hand in hand with computer science, because you can actually work with artificial intelligence. So I work with ML and AI a lot. So both of those, the combination made sense for me. And so I was thinking, where in India can I really do both of these things together? And then in that process, a friend of mine, their parent, she recommended, she was like, Flame University is a place where you can do this, you can study these two things together. And along with that, I did some online research, looked at my options, and then I decided that I'll apply to Flame. So Flame, there's also Ashoka, etc. And I'm from Pune, so my parents were like, Flame is also a very good option here. So along with the good academics, so I had a senior who from my school who actually attended Flame. And I spoke with him as well, and he was like, oh, there are a lot of clubs opportunities. So like, I was interested in computer science, so there's a club called / So all of these things, I was just like, I heard it, I was like, I like the culture, I'll come here.
And the campus is completely
Residential.
Yeah, it's
residential and sellable. I mean,
Yeah.
students who come for a campus tour would not be able to say no, clearly.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that with you, what you have said, it will be something which parents would be very much assured of, that even with the campus, even the academics are speaking
100%, 100%.
with a few. Okay, but starting with you again, Kriti, tell me something. Again, economics and public policy, right? How exactly the first year to second year journey would look, was for you? I don't want to get into the admission aspect because it's 4 years. You would have kind of missed it now. But I really very keen to understand that how was the journey from the first year to the fourth year to the third year?
Yeah.
How exactly it kind of transitioned?
Okay, so again, since I was really undecided on what I need to do in life, I came with the mind of international relations in the beginning. I was very fascinated with the concept of United Nations, all the big organizations out there. So I started exploring courses in various obviously, here a lot of courses are offered in the first year, and you can take any combination together. It can be physical and natural science along with fine arts, anything. You take 5 to 6 courses each term. So I started with the first subject as international relation itself, and when I entered the class, I was like, okay, this is not happening. I do not know this subject at all. And being from a science background, I did not even know basic political theories. So I was like, sorry, I called my parents that did. So I was like, see, this is out of the game now. Let's start with some different subject. Then I again took courses in the coming terms. And then I got introduced to the concept of public policy. And that course was taken by Professor Yogang Goel, who is literally an expert in the field. And I was so fascinated by the way he taught, the concepts which he brought. So I remember one question which he brought is like, all of you went to the school, right? And do you know how it was established? Was there a government procedure? And that really stuck my head. I was like, okay, so basic things which we're actually attending daily, we don't even know how they are formed. So that introduced me to the concept of public policy, and I was really interested in that subject. And then, since again I was a science student, I was interested in mathematics. And now I wanted to take public policy and maths together in the coming years. But somehow they were clashing. Now I went to one of my professors.
Sorry to interrupt you there, but what do you mean by it was clashing?
Clashing, those two subjects were in the same basket. Same basket in the sense that the timings of those courses will clash.
Okay.
So I again went to one of my professors. We had like a full 1 hour long conversation. He's like, just take it. No, take something new, explore something new. It's just an undergrad degree. I'm like, sir, it's a degree altogether. What are you saying? Like, no, take economics, do PhD afterwards in maths. I'm like, okay, so let's try economics. Then again, I tried economics in the coming terms. I really liked the concept because it had math, it had something to do with policy. So then in the end, by the second year, I was fully convinced, okay, public policy and economics is my way in the coming years. So then I continued with those subjects, and now I'm here as an honor student.
Great. What I could understand from what you said, that there was guidance which was
100%. Yeah, I used to talk to my professors a lot. I literally barge into their office. I'm like, sir, listen, you have to listen to me. Stop doing your work. So it's a very friendly environment altogether. It's like a family for me. Yeah.
Lovely. Yes, Rajas. What was your journey like?
I mean, so as I mentioned, right, so from my 11th, 12th, around 12th, I knew that I wanted to do computer science and psychology. So when I came to campus, I already knew that that was the major minor that I had focused on. So for me, the first year was more about taking some of the subjects I like. So even I love mathematics. So I used to take a lot of maths courses, so as many as I could take, because there's also this requirement where you have to actually take some courses in maths, some courses in social science, etc. So you have to meet those requirements as well. And so I decided ki instead of just sticking to maths, we have these options, let's try some things out. So I actually ended up trying some passions of mine. So I like films, so I tried this course on film appreciation, because that's not something I had really studied or done formally before. So that was a good experience for me. So I took my first year to really explore these other subjects and get to know my CS professor. So I took some computer science or programming courses. So instead of we had a few slightly advanced level courses in computer science. I took those because I knew the basics I already knew. And from there I got to know my professors who were really, really helpful. And I also started like my research journey in my first year itself. So I just went to one professor's office one day. He had a book that I really liked, and I was just having a conversation with him. And then I was like, sir, I really like working on machine learning research. Can we work together on something like this? So we just started working together. We wrote a research paper and published it recently. And then along with that, I continued as I mentioned, like the CS classes. And then second year itself, we started working on computer science fully. And on the psychology terms, again, I had done some intro to psych courses. So I took a different course called methods in psychology and stuff like that. And then again, second year onwards, it was just like we got into that flow of computer science, psychology. I did all the courses that according to requirements, and I took as many as I could because I really loved learning new concepts. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Mine was more straightforward.
I know that was completely straightforward. You just knew what you were doing.
Yeah.
The support what you got from the faculty was actually aligning it and kind of just structuring it in the right way, which is lovely. But something which I am very keen on understanding. See, faculty plays a very important role. You very well said it's a family. You can barge in, anytime. According to you, what exactly becomes the strength when it comes to the faculty part is concerned with Flame University? Raja, starting from you.
So as I mentioned, right, it's the approachability aspect that really becomes the strength. So they are industry experts. So I know people who really know their domain really well. They have a deep understanding and are always willing to help us out with. So if you want to study something outside class, let's say, you can really approach them. So I have a professor on campus, and he's an expert in the domain that I really like, which was distributed systems, but we hadn't had a course on that. So I approached him. I was like, sir, I'm interested in learning this subject, etc. And he was willing to give me his free time to basically teach me and help me with the concepts. So he was like, I'll give you some research papers you can refer to, and then you can come to me with doubts. I'll give you some time, let's say 1 or 2 hours a week. You can come to my office and I'll help you learn the subject. So that approachability. And also in terms of research, right, as I mentioned, it was my first week on campus. I didn't know anyone. And I just I went to the faculty's office because there was like this book that I wanted to read and they had issued it. And I just went to them and I just asked, like, can I work with you on research? And like, I was his first year, barely, and like no one knew he didn't know who I was. But just listening to my conversation, he gave me the opportunity. We were able to work it out. And because I did most of the work, I didn't even have to ask him, can you make me first author? When he sent the paper for publishing, he just made me first author because I had done the work. So it's that genuineness and the help that they give that I think has been the highlight for me. Their expertise and their willingness to help students grow.
It speaks volumes. Definitely. What was
so I would completely second what Prajas said. For me, they have been a part and parcel of Flame itself. Like for me, the faculty is what defines my education at Flame. So I have always been in conversation with them. I literally go to their offices and not just discuss about academics, but also about life in general, on what I need to do further, what are my weaknesses, how can I improve them. I've worked a lot with professors on different projects which they have brought to the university. So that also really impacts on how the skills you gain at a education institution. I've worked on different projects with the Ministry of Education or even with different think tanks. So these are the things that I would say really impacted the skills which I have and the kind of thinking which I gained from Flame. I've been really taught how to think and how to question. And that is not just through the classes, but also the informal interactions which we have with them. So there are a lot of centers which all of them have. So engaging with them really helped me.
Lovely. Now, something which really, stands out, which ideally a lot of students at this point in time who would be looking at joining Flame would not really think about. And I want to kind of pinpoint and ask, you joining Flame would not be, see, definitely there has to be some efforts which a student have to put in, correct? Tell me, what is that one thing with Flame University which kind of stands out among students?
I feel openness to learn.
Yeah.
That stands out.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you're very much free to explore whatever you want. So as I mentioned, right, I already told you I was focused on this computer science path, right? But Flame being a believer in liberal education, they encourage students to participate in other subjects as well. So there's something known as Flame Investment Lab that happens on campus. It's a very prestigious event. It's a very prestigious course in finance. So they have like 4-day courses and people come from all over India. And me being a computer science student, I had no background in finance whatsoever. I was just interested in learning the basics of investment because I want to take financial decisions properly when I grow up, and I just wanted to know the basics, right? So I applied and I approached the center. I gave them my resume. I told them like I'm really interested in learning this course. So I took a course on equity analysis, and they gave me the opportunity to attend that course. Even though like it's a very selective course, right? So they gave me that opportunity, and just being able to learn this completely different domain, that stood out for me. Like it was really an enlightening experience. Even though I'm a computer science student, learning this completely different domain, yeah, that was a highlight for me.
That is something interesting. Okay, now tell me something. You are in the 4th year.
Yeah.
Okay, how exactly the future is looking like for both of you? Starting with you,
Yeah.
what exactly your plans are?
So during my past 4 years, I've worked with different organizations because they were part of the internship program that is there at a university. So I explored NITI Aayog, I explored the Capacity Building Commission, both part of the government again. So I somehow want to first work and then go ahead with masters, because I feel in public policy, the more hands-on experience you get on the field and the more practical knowledge you have, the better you can perform. I've already got those experience through my internships, but I for sure would like to explore more, mostly engaging with the government or maybe some think tanks, and I'm looking forward to some job opportunities in Delhi itself. I have started to apply for various jobs, and now first I'll obviously do job and then I'll go ahead for some masters.
Okay, so the internships, what you're talking about
Yeah.
with NITI Aayog, with both the government
Yeah.
chunks, was it supported by Flame itself, or you fetched them yourself?
So both of them, they're online portals and you can apply whenever you want, and they're open, I suppose, around the year. So you can just simply go and apply. But the internship specifically, that's a part of our curriculum. So after the end of each year, you have to do a 2 months long internship. First year you have to do with an NGO, and the next 2 years you have to do with any organization which you like and in any area of your interest.
And what happens if you don't get it? If a student is unable to locate that?
I don't think so that happens generally. Students apply to various firms, and Flame obviously has its own career service offices and the higher education counseling cell. So both of them are really helpful. They teach you even how to write resumes. They teach you for interviews. We have a soft skills trainers on campus. So all of them are there to support you, and I think there's no one actually who won't land up for an internship. We are skilled enough to be there out there in the market.
I would not deny that at all.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something. At times when you are, once you start with your UG, journey, I think you become very resourceful. All the students become very resourceful, where you would know where exactly to where exactly to locate what and eventually get it. But yes, starting with you, what is your future looking like for you now?
I mean, I think my future, it's in the domain of work. So I have actually been working as a consultant for over a year now. So I already work on the side anyways. And that's actually what I want to do full time. So we have a few leads that I'm trying to see. So for now, because I'm also studying, I have taken up only one project. But I hope to essentially get more projects later on and just start working immediately after university. So that's really where I want to go. And I mean, I was intending on pursuing a master's, but attending Flame, learning stuff in classrooms, interacting with professors, is when I realized that I really want to work in the industry instead of pursuing higher education. And that's why I started working last year itself.
That's really lovely, and I think upskilling yourself is
Oh.
a process. It doesn't stop. Learning doesn't stop.
Yeah.
So
Just to add up to one of my internship experience, so I went to the organization and I was just doing something like full-fledgedly on the laptop, and they're like, why is your hand working so fast? What are you up to? I was like, see, I've worked enough at the university and this job is like a 10 minutes thing. I'll do it quickly and give it to you. They're like, but I gave you like a full day job. I'm like, no, wait, I'll finish it off and give it. And they're like, dude, which university are you from? What have they taught you? What are you doing there? Can you tell me? I was like, see, we are not just taught about the theories, but also about the skills, about the practical implementation of our education. So yeah.
which definitely is the need of the hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that was really nice. The perspective what you gave, 2-3 things which I take out of this is the fact that there is faculty support. If you are not sure of what you want to do, but you even at least know that the pathway is a little blurred, but you just want to be there, you would still be able to find your goal with the guidance. And with your 4-year journey, apart from guidance, I think you overall have developed a lot of skills ensuring that you would be completely employable.
We've literally, I think he has published a full journal article.
Exactly where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
You are absolutely employable, and that's exactly what what parents and eventually students look at. कि 4th year के बाद में job मिल जाना चाहिए. So it was really nice talking to you, Prajas. Considering you want to leave, I don't want to take a lot of time. And thank you so much
Thank
for
you so
speaking
much.
to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was my conversation with the students. I hope you got the insight of what exactly the Flame University looks like, what exactly the journey of the student looks like. Okay, as we spoke, what I could understand is if you are looking at. If you're looking at, you just have a framework of what you want to do, you would definitely get a clarity of what exactly lies ahead for you. And with the right guidance, you would reach where exactly you're looking out for. You would turn out to be the employable employee which your organization is looking out for. Okay. And now do look forward for the next episode with other 2 students of Flame University, where we would talk in detail about the admission process, the journey, and what exactly made those 2 students, join Flame University, what were their majors, and more. Thank you so much for watching.